Okay. While we're on it, we might as well go on and talk about these first rounders. So I get this one out the way because I hated this pick. They got Tyler Algier. Woo! They brought over thinking he was going to take over the number one job. They already have Trey Benson. I get it. He got hurt. It's like they're not even finna give this kid a chance. But you still got Connor, right? You still got James Conner. So you got 3 running backs already. And you wasted your first round pick knowing doggone well your defense ain't well, and you really do not have a quarterback. If Jacoby Brissett get hurt right now, what's going to happen? Oh, that's right. Y'all dumbasses took Carson back with the 3rd pick. That was your intelligent move? Well, I'm sorry, Cardinals, again. Y'all can get y'all asses whipped this year. I'm so sorry. That division ain't playing nice. Do you know who you playing with? You got to deal with the Rams. Okay? Now, here's the funny thing about the Rams. While we're still talking about first rounders, they took Ty Simpson. Now, I actually had a thing for Ty Simpson. I just didn't think the Rams was going to be the place. I preferred them going to the Jets, to be quite honest with you. Didn't think the Rams were in the market for a quarterback. Turns out they really weren't. McVay's a little upset. He is going to go out here and prove a point. Now, if general manager wanted to draft for the future, look here, you and your coach got to have talks because you guys can't have dysfunction like this. Besides that fact, the Rams might go out here proving a point with Matthew Stafford. So one, you got to deal with that. Their defense is still top 5. Now, you got to sit here and deal with who else is in that doggone division? The Seahawks, the returning Super Bowl champs. That's what you got to deal with. Okay? And who's the other team in that division? What we got? We got 49ers. 49ers have crippled their way to playoffs for like 5 years. Buddy, they're a little upset. And they're coming for blood this year. I don't think they're going to do much. I mean, they're going to make it to the playoffs, I believe. Depending on gotta look at the schedule, see how it works. But that's your division, and you went out and got Carson Beck, Carson Beck, to save the day in case the coach said ain't gonna do it because he's not gonna do it. They got film on him now, and they're gonna run right through that cat. I'm just telling y'all. It's not going to be good for the Cardinals this year. It's really not. I'm sorry. You wasted that first round draft pick. So you got 4 running backs. Who's getting cut? Because I'm telling you right now, whoever gets cut off that team, they are going to eat. Guys, this is another fantasy tip. Whatever running back, somebody's going to have to get it. They're not keeping 4 running backs. I don't believe so. And one of them might have been gone already. Look and see. Let me see. Let's go look at the running back. Let's go look at the Cardinals running back depth chart. Let's go look. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it. All right. Cardinals depth chart. I want to look at these running backs. Who we got? We got Jeremiah Love, Tyler Algier, James Conner, Trey Benson. Somebody getting cut. You can't keep all 4 of these running backs. I mean, you could. I wouldn't say, why? Your team is depleted in so many other areas. And you went out and got, so we're going to tell you, it's not going to be, I wouldn't draft him. I would not draft Jeremiah Love. I'm so sorry. People are going to draft him. People are going to think I'm crazy. People are gonna think they're gonna show me up, and I'm gonna be the one laughing when you lose in fantasy. What we got, Nico? If Joe Burrow stays, let me tell you something. You know why I laugh at this question? Joe Burrow been hurt since his rookie season. He had 1 year where he did not get hurt. Guess where he went? He went to the Super Bowl. Guess what I got to go to the Super Bowl this year? I'm hoping the Cardinals. I mean, I'm hoping the Bengals. But we gotta look at the schedule release and see what we're looking like first. But let's see if Joe Burrow stays healthy compared to last year when he was injured most of the season and almost came back and took the team to the playoffs. Joe Burrow nasty now. Joe Joe Shiesty got the gas, man. He just, an offensive line is bad. They paid too much money to all these receivers. He took a big check, so they kind of broke now. They ain't got much moves to make. Mind you, they only signed a one-year deal defensive tackle. Okay, so money ain't really there in Cincinnati, but can he be quarterback one even better than Mahomes, Josh? Let's when we talk about Josh Allen, let's do this. Let's say like this: Mahomes, Drake May, Lamar Jackson, Bo Nix. Let's bring Bo Nix, Caleb Williams. Let's bring names up like this. Oh, hold on. Mr. Top 10 himself, Dak Prescott. Can we say names like this first? Before we talk about this fool, they have better passing yards than him. They all have more touchdowns than him. They have in a career mass less interceptions than him, less turnovers than him. Can we not act like Josh Allen is a top 5 quarterback anymore? Let's not. Let's let the cat out the bag now. Okay, the Josh Allen slander doesn't go anywhere. I've been telling y'all how bad this fool was since he got paid his first contract for losing the AFC Conference Championship to Patrick Mahomes, who went on to win a Super Bowl in the same year, got a mega contract, and somehow you thought this fool deserved $280-something million. You really thought that? Yeah. How'd that look out for you guys? Well, he kept turning the ball over. He kept missing the playoffs. And now you fired your head coach. And who's still there? Your turnover machine, Josh Allen. So who can barely, by the way, scratch 3,600? He can barely scratch 30-something or 3,000 passing yards. He can barely do it. He can barely throw for 30-something touchdowns. Let's be real, guys. Are we gonna just air it out with him now? Who all can we blame now to say these are faults of somebody else why Josh Allen ain't great? Whose fault is it? Let's take his name out. Let's put somebody else right there. He doesn't need to be there. But to answer your question, as long as he stays healthy, I actually think, remember, what was it? The year they had a crappy year, I couldn't remember if he was hurt or not, but he threw for 5,000 yards. They just had a losing season. That's why he didn't win MVP. That's the only reason why Joe Burrow didn't win MVP that year is because they had a losing record. They make it to the playoffs. They go pretty deep. He wins MVP. He had the best stats of any, by far. He blew out everybody that year. He just had a losing record. They only won like 6 games that year. So, staying healthy, have good protection, have a good, decent defense that can stop some people. Yeah, I think Joe Burrow is a Super Bowl championship this year. That's what I think. Are you drafting CeeDee Lamb ahead of George Pickens next draft? I think Pickens had a much better season than Lamb last year. Now the Cowboys franchise tagged him. Does it tell us something? Yeah, it tells me they are ignorant. It tells me they have now they're doing what they always do. They're going to franchise tag him. They should pay him before the league season starts because I still think there are people that are out there wide receiver wise looking for a paycheck. And I do want to believe. Wait, didn't he sign his franchise tag though? I think he signed his, which sucked because never mind. I'm talking about my ass now. I think he signed his, and I'm not sure why you would franchise tag. That's why my whole thing was I wasn't sure why they were franchise tagging the number 3 wide receiver in the NFL. That was a little weird. Now they franchise tagged him. They might still pay him. I gotta remember. Did he? Let me see if he signed it though. Well, he did sign it. Yeah. This is it. 25. He had 1,400 yards in their franchise tag. Maybe because they want to secure some money. Maybe Jerry Jones worked his mouth magic so they can secure some money so they can pay some people and get a better defense. Because I do love their defensive picks that they picked in the draft. And they are trying to get that defense a little better. That's literally all they're missing to make it far in the playoffs. Would I draft him over CD Lamb? No. They franchise tag him. They're not gonna get that boy the ball that much. Or they might overuse him. Honestly, I don't know. You might be right. I don't know. You might be onto something. He's franchise tag, and they literally just might overuse him just because he's on the tag. I'm damn. Because they might even use that to trade him, quite possibly. Yeah, over here talking about the Cardinals. So I would say you might be on something. I might be taking George Pickens over CeeDee Lamb. I'm not sure unless we're still looking at CeeDee Lamb in the first round. Then I'm taking CeeDee Lamb over George Pickens. But I do think they might overuse him. So George Pickens could be depending on how deep the league is, he could be a late first round, early second round, or somewhere in the first round in a smaller league. So I still think he's the first, second round pick. All right. So as it pertains to the rookies, where is my banner? Oh, we're still here. Okay, cool. All right. As it pertains to rookies, where is my draft board? Okay, so Fernando Mendoza. So look, I don't think he should get playing time at all this year. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think they have a great opportunity for him to sit behind Kirk Cousins and learn a lot of great football. He's got a great organization behind him. The Raiders are a great, long-lasting organization. He's got good ownership in Tom Brady sitting there. To be honest with you, too, he's even got Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders has ties to the Raiders. So it's just there's a lot of good mentorship that he's possibly going to get being a Raider. I just don't think he should play all this year. Now, if it just, if Kirk Cousins just falls flat, I mean, you really won't have a choice. And the best we can do is hope for the kid to do his best. But I think the best thing for Fernando Mendoza is if he does not step foot on the football field, he can play preseason. I hope he plays all 4 games in the preseason, but I hope that's the only thing we get out of him. Okay? Like, seriously. I hope we get nothing else out of this kid. Because I hope for the regular season, there's just enough time for him to develop and learn and sit behind great minds and take over the franchise when the time comes so that they have their quarterback for the future and they're not basically piggybacking on drafts every year, basically, David Bailey. So look, Jets are a defensive team. They have been a defensive team since the days of Rex Ryan. They were a top 5 defensive team with Robert Salter. So I like the draft pick. They do have a lot of pieces that they do have to replace, especially with Sauce Gardner. So I think they did get a corner replacement. You ain't replacing Sauce. That kid is awesome, but they did replace the position. Geno's the quarterback. I would have really loved if they would have reached for Ty Simpson. That's just me. They need a quarterback. I do understand the argument that there isn't a quarterback in the draft that would have been great for the Jets. So I do understand that argument. I understand it very well. So hopefully they get somebody next year. But Geno ain't it. Here's what that means for David Bailey. You about to get a lot of playing time, pimp. That defense might stay on the field. So you are going to get a lot of good reps. So take every snap as you can and be ready. Because the Jets are going to be ready to go here in the next couple of years when they actually do the quarterback. So again, I like the defensive moves where they're in a tough division with the Bills, the Patriots. I'm not worried about Miami this year. But I do think with Geno Smith at quarterback, they're gonna be on the field. The defense is gonna be on the field a lot. Okay. So again, get you some good reps. What that means for fantasy? Not much outside of depending on when we look at schedule release and who they're playing against. Jets might be a good defensive pick on certain levels of the game. Depending on who they're playing, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take the Jets this week. So that's probably about as much you're gonna get from the defense. They're not gonna be that great this year. I honestly think the Jets are actually rebuilding. If you start back over with Geno Smith, you're rebuilding. You're starting completely over. You started with defense. Even got you a tight end in there, so I did like that. You got a weapon. At least you got a security blanket to get you some hard yards and some extra blocking. You got two great running backs up there. Again, you're leaning on Geno Smith right now. That's the biggest thing. So a lot of playing time for David Bailey. We already talked about Jeremiah Love and that horrible pick. I ain't got nothing to do with the player. I thought the player would have been better off going over here to the Giants or even going over there to the Titans. I feel like the Cardinals stole him. I really feel like they were petty and they stole him so nobody else could have it. You have three outstanding running backs and you added him. You need a quarterback, but you added him. Your defense is bad, but you added another running back to the three you already had. Cardinals, we're going to be on your ass this year. I'll pay the fine, guys. I'll pay the fine. We're going to be on it this year. Let's see. Wide receiver, Carnell Tate. Beautiful pick. I'm excited actually this year. So he is going to quite possibly be the number 2 receiver for this team. They need one. They got a good guy. They got a good young guy for their young quarterback. So as long as we're doing good in training camp, he's actually going to get a lot of good reps. I would actually say he is a second, third round pick in fantasy this year. I think he's going to have pretty high value. There's not many receivers with the Titans, so he should get a lot of reps. He should have at least 60% of the snaps, if I'm not mistaken. All right, edge rusher, R2L Reese. So this, I believe he's a hybrid. I think he's a linebacker, edge rusher. I love it because he is going to complement Thibodeau on the other side, or even on the same side at times when they want to bull rush one side. This is the action I believe that the Giants need defensively. Secret, I got the Giants number 2. We're going to look at the schedule. We're going to look at everything when the schedule release comes out, and hopefully what I envision is what I can see when I'm lining up the wins and losses. If they hold on to a number 2 spot, and it doesn't mean a winning record, because again, that division is going to be so tough. A winning number 1 could be like 9-6. And again, I said that with one thing they did hint to, the Cowboys and the Washington Redskins, I believe, have one of the hardest schedules this year. And if they win that division, somebody's only winning 9 games, I think. So second place means you're only winning like 7, okay, maybe 8. And then first place to win 11, maybe second place wins 9. Okay, I think the highest in that division is going to be 11. Maybe 9 wins in that division. So it's going to be tough. Like I said, the Giants, and again, I have the Eagles in third. They're stated to have the easiest schedule, but I don't know. I feel like there's going to be a little bit of turmoil on their team that's actually they're going to lose more games than they're supposed to. I think they're going to have a tough year this year. And I could be wrong. Eagles could actually fly out the bird and whoop everybody and make me look completely foolish. So again, I give more hard evidence when that schedule release comes out and I can see who's playing who. I'm like, oh man, the Eagles do have an easy schedule. If they lose these games, they are bad. So then I get to play with that. All right. Let's see. Cornerback, Mansour Delane. So he went to the Chiefs. This is a really good pick. They got the secondary. I don't want to say covered, but basically getting somebody young in that position is always good to have. As long as he can basically come out, start. If he comes out starting at that position, I love corners as rookie that come out and start, especially on the 1 or 2 side. There's nothing wrong with starting in the nickel. It just means you just need a little bit more development before you go outside. So corners that can come in as rookies starting outside already, I love it. And I believe that's what they drafted him for, is to do that. So with your quarterback coming back quite possibly week 1, this is going to be really good for the Chiefs defensively and offensively. And they could be some, I'm telling you, they might solidify themselves as a team just right out the gate. It might be scary for people. They maybe not. We'll see. Got to look at the schedule release. Next, we have linebacker Sonny Styles for the Washington Redskins. I've watched the Commanders. I still say Redskins. This is actually really good. I like the pick. Defensively, they need some help, especially in the linebacker section. It'll help them stop the run game a little bit better. They do have some weaponry on offense. So again, I have Washington fighting for number 1 with the Cowboys this year, if it all kind of irons out that way. Next up, how we think? Let's see, wide receiver Jordan Tyson. I want to give this young Saints team a chance. So what I'm going to say here is Jordan Tyson should complement Chris Olave very well as a number 2. This is a young offense, young quarterback, young coach. So we're gonna give them their due to grow. Okay. So for fantasy, if you're looking for value in Jordan Tyson, we're gonna keep our eye on value. Meaning we're here for training camp this year. So as training camp will be on, I'll be on live and we'll be talking about everything. We'll be talking about the different things. We'll be talking about the players, how they're progressing through training camp. We will be watching preseason this year, guys. You got to get ready for fantasy. But for me, Jordan Tyson, right now, with the way the Saints look, he is a mid-3rd to high 4th round pick right now as a rookie. Just because he's going to come in, hopefully, being the number 2 wide receiver. I just believe, based on numbers and where everybody's going to be ranked, in my head, I have him there. We'll see how many players come in. We got to go through injuries. Those ACLs got to tear. So sorry, guys. They got to come to Coach's couch and hang out with me for the whole season. So we'll see how all that kind of stuff irons out before we do our official draft, FCC draft board, which is always fun. But for right now, I'm looking at a mid-3rd to high 4th round because he should be the Saints' number 2 wide receiver. Let's see, offensive tackle Spencer Fano, great pick. This is just you got to get this. You got to get your quarterbacks, whoever it is. You got to give them some protection. All right. I like the way that I love the direction that it seems the new order Browns are going in. We just got to figure out what order they're going in their quarterback now. And I think once they iron that out, even if it's Watson, even if they say we're going with Deshaun Watson, okay, you know what? That's fine. You paid him all that money. He's got to go out there and play his contract. Excuse me. I am 100% okay with that. I have no problems with that at all. When he plays bad, make the switch. We are not going to sit here and poop on Shadir for no reason anymore. Okay. If you're gonna make a decision, make the decision, but be hard on those decisions when it's time to make the bad one, like when it's time to make the switch. Okay. And if you're not gonna go with Shadir, you're not gonna go with Watson first, and he's gonna be your backup. That's fine. Same thing. If Shadir play bad, make the switch. But here's the problem: we don't want to make a switch. The issue with the Browns is we need to know who the quarterback is so we can just move forward and go win some games. Do you understand? The Browns, and I could be wrong. But the Browns haven't had a winning season since the days of Derek Anderson at quarterback. that was a long time ago. So Good pick for offensive tackle. Good protection for the quarterbacks when we find out which one it is. All right, so offensive tackle for the Giants, we have Francis Muago. Again, great pick. We have to get this kid some protection. But here's one thing I want everybody to pay attention to when it comes to Jackson Dart. Who is his offensive coordinator this year? And who is his quarterback coach? If you paid attention to what I paid attention to last year, he ran that football in the end zone a lot. He's got to pass the ball. Now, granted, he's getting Malik Neighbors back. He's probably got I believe he's got a really good wide receiving core this year. Defensively, they should be really, really good. So if the protection is good, when you bring in an offensive tackle like this, as long as Jackson Dart's mechanics, because I didn't really care for his mechanics last year, as long as somebody has worked on his mechanics, I really think that, again, I have the Giants at number 2. Number 2 in the NFC East, okay? Number 2 in the NFC East, if they can win. Because that means they'll win 8-9 games. 8-9 games, okay? And that means they should not lose twice to any team in their division. So hopefully his mechanics are fixed and he's throwing more touchdowns rather than running. I don't mind him running, but the majority of his touchdowns were rushing touchdowns as a quarterback. So we gotta protect him, make sure he's able to pass out of that pocket and work on his mechanics in the pocket. All right, who else we got next? All right, number 11, we got Caleb Downs. All right, so I was happy with this pick. Look, Cowboys needed a secondary. They're second. Look, I watched one of the worst games. One of the worst games when I was working at Bahama Breeze. It was Cowboys and Packers. This game went in overtime because didn't nobody know how to stop nobody on defense. It was horrible. It was the worst display of defense you would ever. And it was literally the secondary was the issue on both sides. It wasn't just Cowboys. It was the Packers too. Their secondaries were atrocious. Hey, y'all kept telling me Trayvon Diggs was good, bro. Y'all didn't fool me. I kept telling you all, I don't care how many interceptions he's got. Do you see the air yardage he allows when he's getting burnt on the field? He undercuts those picks. On the bad throws, he gets sticky hands and gets jump up and take it. It ain't like he running with the receiver neck and neck and taking that ball out the air. No, neck and neck. He getting burnt. I told y'all. He caught on like 23 yards in the air. Like, what? You want me to be impressed because he's about to break? Didn't even do that. He might have came close. He had 12 interceptions, but he gave up a lot of yards, bro. Like, you still scored on him just because he had 12 interceptions. He still gave up a lot of touchdowns, too. Don't tell me nothing about no Trayvon Diggs no more. No, he can't catch, and his brother can't play in the cold. Don't tell me nothing else about no Diggs, brother. I'm tired of them. All right. So anyway, now that my little rant is over, who are we talking about? Caleb Downs. So hopefully the Cowboys have fixed their secondary issue with this one. So I do like this pick. Again, they got Mr. Top 10 quarterback. They got 2 top 10 wide receivers. They put one on the franchise tag. The number 3. They put the number 3 wide receiver in the league on the franchise tag. It's crazy work, bro. That's such disrespect. Anyway, so I still think the Cowboys will fight for number 1 in that division, and this will help drafting a safety to help with their secondary issues. Let's see who else we got. Offensive tackle Caden Proctor. All right, so this is for the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins, you're gonna do absolutely nothing. Nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing. Okay, look, this is no slander to Malik Willis. No, none at all. But you're taking a team over that Tua Tagovailoa had, and it had nothing. 2 years ago, y'all lost 11 people on defense. 11. And you really didn't do much to replace that in the last 2 years. You lost both your wide receivers. Both of them are gone. You paid one. You paid them both, actually, and they gone. You gave Tua $53 million. Do you know this fool is now teammates with his old teammate And it's Tua starting for the Atlanta. Oh, God, it's really bad for Atlanta. Oh. Hey, Saints, y'all might be good. You might be the number 3 team, but you ain't going to be the last player. I think it's going to be Atlanta, bro. I really do. But anyway, all you have is Devon. All you have is Devon A-Chain. You don't have nothing else. You lost everything. Everything. So I guess for this offensive tackle, reps are highly important for the quarterback you'll be protecting next year. Because it don't matter what Malik will do. This team is bad, and you're not doing nothing. You're not. I'm dead serious. It's just there's no components on the Miami Dolphins that says we're winning more than 7 games. If that's even that, and that's a lot. Like Miami might be in close proximity to a number 1 draft pick next year. It's not that. I'm serious. We gotta wait for the schedule release to come out, but they have nothing on that squad, bro. Nothing at all. All right. Ty Simpson, Alabama. Well, same for you. Somebody wanted to, but it wasn't the coach. And the player was like, huh? So for you, Rich, learn from the great quarterback, Super Bowl championship. He won a Super Bowl championship in all his time in the NFL. It ain't gonna be like that for Josh Allen. You know, the day Josh Allen actually does win the Super Bowl, the entire world coming for me. But then you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna sit back and say, well, it took y'all long enough. Okay, it took years for y'all to just hope and wish for this man to finally do it, and you want me to be impressed? It's too late. There's nothing more he can do to impress me. It has never impressed me. He looks like a prototypical reincarnation of Tim Tebow. And I'm dead serious. He looks like a hyperbolic chamber version of Tim Tebow. Sorry. Tim Tebow did the same stuff he did. He got booted out of the NFL, but he was winning football games. He had less and went further in the playoffs. Let that sink in. All right, so who we have next? Who we talking about next? Ty Simpson. Learn. He ain't getting hurt. The one injury this man had in his entire career was that elbow. And what did I tell you? No quarterback who has elbow surgery needs to be on the football field next season. You want to know why? They can't extend that elbow, which means what? They can't throw the ball accurately past 15 yards. And what did we see? Horrible passing past 15 yards to the point at the end of the season they had to just say, all right, we're going to just let you go. It took you long enough. He didn't need to play all season. We saw it with Cam Newton. Any quarterback who gets that, you cannot extend the elbow. It can't. You had surgery on it. It literally stops. Okay, you have to wait. It's almost like a baseball player who had Tommy John surgery. He can't play. I believe the elbow surgery in the NFL should work just like a Tommy John surgery. If you have it, you're shut down. You're shut down for a whole year. I'm so sorry because you cannot throw the football. I don't care how many times you hand it off. The defense and you already exposed yourself when you announced the fact that you had the elbow surgery. Defensive coordinators are not stupid. So I just think one of those that injury is just it's a liability for the entire organization to play your quarterback when he has the elbow surgery. That's just my point of opinion. But learn. That's all you can do, Ty Simpson. Learn. Let's see. Ravens guard. Your name is hard. I'm gonna learn it when they say it on TV. It's gonna be good for 7 wins. It's a good offensive tackle for 7 wins. Yeah, 7 wins. I gotta look at this division and see what's going on. I think they'll be better than the Browns. They might be second place. And be probably 8-9 wins. So I think the highest win in this division for first place will probably be 12, and that'll probably be the Bengals. I think if everything works out well for them. But I feel like I think he'll be a great commodity for the team. And then what he does is he opens up a lot more in the running game for both Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. So I believe this is a wonderful, wonderful pick for the Ravens. They can basically get back to, I think that back to the Ravens style of football. All right, at number 15, the Buccaneers drafted Reuben Bain Jr. So everything about this pick was great. You know what wasn't great about this pick? the person that has to tell him what to do, Todd Bowles. I'm so sick of this guy. Oh my God. He is so the reason why the Bucs are bad. I'm sorry. Patrick, how do you as a quarterback with nothing half the time? You got great receivers. When they get hurt, but you gotta go out there and take everybody else. But hey guys, it's on us. It's on us. Because the defense ain't gonna do nothing with Todd Bowles back there. You understand that every game won by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers was offensively. Every game they lost. Let me ask you a question. Did they lose because Baker Mayfield threw a pick? And that costed them the game? No. See, Baker Mayfield didn't have that many turnovers. Did they lose because Baker Mayfield kept dropping the ball and behind line scrimmage, fumble, and pick up scoop scores? No. Did they lose because the other team could finessely beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense down the field and score? Yeah, that's why. Absolutely, 100%. So true. Because it's so funny how when the Bucs win, he can sit up there and smile. When they lose, they got nothing to say. It's what Baker Mayfield over there talking, putting the blame on him. What more he could have done? Are you kidding me, buddy? You had 3 touchdowns. What more could you have done? Defense could have did something. Defense could have stopped the running game. The defense could have stopped all the balls in the air. Oh, they didn't though. That coach directed horrible. So it doesn't matter who gets put on this Bucs team right now. The cracks in the Bucs are going to show because Todd Bowles is not a leader. He is not a good head coach, and it's going to show. And it's, again, everything has held on right now because of Evans and Baker Mayfield. Evans is gone now. Mika is going to be good. You still got a guy with you got it, and you added some weaponry, but it's not going to be the same Buccaneer offense anymore. Meaning, it's going to take a hit, and it's going to have to rely on some defense for help, and they're not going to get it. I don't think so. Not in the way to win a football game. And I'm gonna just expose Todd Bowles every time they do it, every time they lose. All right, Blake Miller, offensive tackle, gone to the Detroit Lions. I like the pick. You're giving some more beef to the line. You got your running back ready to basically take a full load. So you need protection, meaning full load, meaning running and catching. So you're gonna get you need some good protection, which means you need rotating pieces on that offensive line. Because you got to keep Jared Goff protected. He don't like to get hit, and so you got to keep pieces rotating on that line. So I like it. I like the pick. It should keep Detroit in a top contender for their division. Good protection is always needed. They got good receiving core. Again, they got good running game. The defense is ran by a wonderful head coach. As long as they stay healthy, that's been their biggest issue, is the defense getting hurt. 18 Vikings, they drafted defensive tackle Caleb Banks. So Caleb, get some reps. Get as many reps as you can. Yeah, just rep it up. You're gonna be on the field a lot. So your quarterbacks, okay, are J.J. McCarthy and Kyler Murray. Hence, you're going to be on the field a lot, buddy. Get all the reps you can. Be ready to be one of the most dominant defensive tackles in the NFL, because you about to get a whole lot of tackles and you about to lose a whole lot of football games. Because you can't do it all by yourself. The offense got to go score, right? They're going to have a hard time. Don't get me wrong. It's going to look good for a little bit. But I'm telling y'all, McCarthy is not a good quarterback, and neither is Kyler Murray. So, probably get a lot of running around in circles and balls thrown in the air. So if JJ can catch those, they'll win them 7 games. I would say around the time of October, we'll see what happens with Kyler Murray. See if he get hurt. We'll pay attention. Call of Duty come out around that time. So we'll pay attention. November. So we'll pay attention and see what happens around that time. Next up, we have Monroe Freeling. All right, so offensive tackle for the Panthers. I like it. Beef that line up some more. Get good protection. They are on, they're on the stomping grounds to get back into the playoffs again. They want to make sure this year is not the fact that they just kind of like, because remember, they lost and got in. They lost and got in. So this time they, make sure we win and get in. Make it a little bit more, make it mean a little bit something. Because that's personally, they did not deserve to be in the playoffs that year. It really should have been the Bucks. That was weird. But I get it. It's the win loss and how that stuff works. Number 20 wide receiver Mekhi Lemon. He's replacing AJ Brown as the wide receiver. They still have they still got Smitty catching the footballs. But here's the thing: we got Saquon Barkley. So what does that mean? They're gonna run the ball. Mekhi Lemons might be a good pickup, but I would say they're gonna run the ball a little bit more this year due to the fact that they still have Saquon Barkley. I think they might even make him basically they might, build an offense around him. And have receiving as a secondary option. Why? Well, Smitty don't care. He gonna get his. And the one that was crying about getting all these catches ain't there no more. You ain't gonna have a rookie sitting there crying. But he just got here. Be quiet. So what they're gonna do? They're gonna put the focal point on running the football more this year than they did last year. So I would say he's a 5th round pick. He might be a 5th round pick. I believe that's his value right now in fantasy football. Let's see, number 21, offensive tackle Max Heineker. So I think they're still waiting on Aaron. Oh my God, we're still waiting on Aaron. I think he may have signed. I don't know. I don't really care. Good luck, kid. No coach. I would say new coach. Let's be respectful. We have a new coach. It's not much there. It's not much. It's not much. They got a good defense that I don't think is going to be anywhere near what they were now that their coach is gone. I think the Steelers are probably going to be in last place this year. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's not going to look too good for them. Get all the reps you can. Is the best I can say. But I think the Steelers is going to have a really, really rough season this year. With or without Aaron Rodgers. That does not matter. Let's see. Akeem Midstor. I think that's how you pronounce it. Edge rusher. So this is needed definitely for the Chargers. Does it do anything for the Chargers in the season? Nope. Because Patrick Mahomes is coming back. We've been waiting for what's his name? We've been waiting for Justin Herbert to break out of his shell. He's not. He's not going to. This is pretty much, I think, the best we're going to get out of Justin Herbert, guys. So it's where this was a great pick defensively. As a team, you're dealing with the Denver Broncos and you're dealing with the Kansas City Chiefs. I think that's just too much power for Patrick or for for the Chargers to deal with. I really do. He had his moments where he was like really, really, really good. Justin, he was actually at one point one of my favorite quarterbacks. I really liked him, and then I was defending him. Number one, he had this many yards as his 3rd year in the league. Doing great, and he took a nosedive. He throws balls away. He doesn't finish drives at all. Like, he gives up on plays, and nobody's saying anything about that. Like, I don't know. Even with Harbaugh, he doesn't even look good with a great coach like this. Like, so I don't know. For me, great pickup defensively. They need it, but doesn't mean the Chargers are going to do anything this year. All right, Malachi Lawrence for the Dallas Cowboys, another good pickup. So again, they addressed their safety and their defensive line need desperately. So again, I think the Cowboys are in really, really, really great shape this year. Like I said, they're fighting for number 1 in their division. That can come at 9 wins. That division is really, really tough. But I do think that they had a really good draft, especially in the first round. They were limited on picks, so I just like what they addressed with the limited picks that they did As we discussed, CJ Conception with the Browns. Let's see, Dylan Thiemann with the Bears. I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I did not like the pick. I really thought they could have gone a little bit more offensive. I do think they need more offensively. There's just not enough there to me outside of the quarterback that just carries that offense, and they need that. They need more. They could have gotten another running back to help with Swift. They could have gotten another wide receiver with that first pick. The safety's fine. I don't even think they really needed the safety help that bad. Defensively, I thought they were doing fine. If anything, I probably would have addressed the interior a little bit more, so they wouldn't, because they do run on the Bears. But I don't know. We'll have to see what the safety does. And it doesn't deter me from picking the Bears defense or not picking them. Again, defensive for me, I'm not picking until the game, until that was Sunday anyway. And I'm just going with the best value, so that don't bother me. Texans got a guard, Keelan Rutledge. Pretty good pick. Protection for the quarterback, obviously. They have a decent receiving core, so we'll see what they'll do this year. Defensively, they are a top defensive team. He threw 5 picks in the playoffs, though, CJ Stroud. Okay? This is the same guy who they criticized him because of his score in the Wonderlic test, came out and slandered the Wonderlic test, and in the playoffs, you showed why you failed the Wonderlic test. I believe he's hit his cap. We'll see. His numbers have not been better than his rookie season, which is not good. They continue to decline. We'll see what happens this year. I personally, he had a great rookie season, and I haven't seen elevation from CJ Stroud from his rookie season. All right, we got the Miami Dolphins got a corner, Chris Johnson. I do like the pick again. They lost 11 people in defense 2 years ago, and unfortunately, this is about the best they can do to address it. So it doesn't mean much. Dolphins are still going to be a bad team this year. It was a good pick for them for their future, because that's pretty much what they're doing for. They do everything for them right now is the future. Caleb Lamoe went to the Patriots. So look, Patriots have problems. Head coach out here with fidelity. Okay, getting the second person pregnant. You're doing too much, baby. They're asking him to step down or at least get suspended. Like this is what happens when you're in the public, like your personal affairs are public. Like, I don't know how else you want it to be done. And you thought you could keep. They didn't found your boat, my boy. They didn't found the love boat. You can't hide, bro. Everybody can see you. You can't hide no more. So outside of their coaching issues, we got to look at something we saw also in the playoffs last year with Drake May. He did not have a good playoff. He barely scored any touchdowns in the playoffs. And on the biggest moment of the stage, he folded. He was young, second, third year in the league. It's understandable. All we need to make sure we get from him this year is more elevation. However, again, he's lost to Stephon Diggs, so he's got to find another number. I think he's gone through like 3 different number 1 wide receivers so far. So the Patriots actually have some challenges this year. They're going to be dealing with. It's going to be a lot of slander. It's going to be a lot of noise. And it's ironic because I don't know. It could help the Bills because they have a noise. They just got a new coach and a bad quarterback. They can get through that. But Patriots. Welcome to the team. That's about all I got for you. It's gonna be a weird year for you, young guy. Your coach is in some hot water, and that's about the best news that the Patriots got going for them right now. All right, Chiefs went back in. They had 2 picks in the first round, so they got Peter Woods, defensive tackle, So they went corner, just like the Cowboys. They went secondary, and they went defensive line. So they addressed their bigger needs in the first round. And again, their quarterback should be back. So the Chiefs are looking really good, man. Chiefs are looking like they're going to be a good number one team this year. We could have Chiefs, Bengals, AFC Championship game. That'd be nice. You want to know why? Because Josh Allen, if you didn't know, Patrick Mahomes has lost to a quarterback before in the playoffs. You know who that was? Joe Burrow. Not you. Not you. You can't do it. But you can learn something. All right, number 30, wide receiver Amari Cooper Jr. for the Jets. So this was good. The Jets answered and gave their quarterback some more help. But again, guys, it's Geno Smith. So good luck, Jets. Good luck. I mean, Geno's not bad. You know, it's just, I don't know how it's going to work going back to a place where they didn't want. Remember, you said they you know, they wrote you off. You ain't right back. But then Geno, they didn't write you, and you wrote back. Hey, I guess that's why they pay you the big bucks, right? Yo, the Geno Smith lines are hilarious. Ain't nothing better than Jameis Winston, though. That's the GOAT. That's the GOAT of lines, bro. National treasure in the NFL. All right, so edge rusher, number 31, Keldrick Falk. I do like this for the Titans. I love both of their picks. They got their quarterback, their young quarterback, some help, and then now they're addressing some defensive needs early in the first round. And they did it on the defense. You can always use the edge rusher, man. Always. Everybody can always use, even if it's a guy that you can only use on third, he can come in on third down and blitz. That's what he used for. You can always use the edge rusher. Edge rushers to me are about the same, about the best value as an offensive tackle. You can always have one. Their high motor and movements that they do, that's why they have high risk injuries. So again, you can always use them. And last but not least, as we talked about, Jadarian Price. Again, we will pay attention to players like him as he could potentially be a round 2, round 3 running back with high value, as if he is used. Then again, Seahawks like to use both their running backs. So if he comes in and he can display that, he will be able to use, which means he is going to be a second or third round pick, which is why I was telling you, you might have to go running back. If he is going to be that guy, I would love to have him in my flex option. Absolutely. Does that mean I may have to skip out on Kaepernick? Absolutely. Obviously, right? Who are we staying away from? Jeremiah Love. We're not drafting Jeremiah Love. Too many running backs. Sorry. I got to see who wins. And I'm still not drafting them. Too many running backs. What they gonna do? Have a 4 run back set? They gonna go back to go college ball, huh? They ain't gonna play that wing T, huh? Oh man.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.